So we're going to try and figure out who the best receivers for Ohio State in the fall are going to be because we talked to the receivers on Thursday after the second day of spring football. To refresh, here are the 8 people, maybe 9, in the mix. Here we go. H-back, Parris Campbell, KJ Hill, Demario McCall. X receiver, Austin Mack, Benjamin Victor. Z receiver, Johnny Dixon, Terry McLaurin. Second-year guy who might be awesome, Jaylen Harris, and the walk-on everybody loves, CJ Saunders. So that's 9. So what they're going to do is once they figure out who the center is, they're going to have a center, a quarterback, and 9 receivers on the field. Who are the 3 best guys going to be? They're going to rotate. Tim, we know Zach Smith said it's going to be a meritocracy that he just, like you said, well, what if this guy plays? He said, whoever's good is going to play. Who are the 3 guys you think are going to play the most, produce the most in the fall?
Do you prefer me count down from 3 to 1 or 1 to 3?
What do you think? Count down 3 to 1 or 1 to 3?
3 to 1.
3 to 1. 3 to 1.
All right, number 3, I'll go Johnny Dixon because I thought even though he, just got on the field last year with injuries, he showed the most big play ability. I think it was like almost every second or third catch he had last season was a touchdown. He's their big play guy down the field. I expect that to continue. Number 2, Parris Campbell. They're going to find more ways to get him the football, I think. They're going to be willing to use him more in screen games, maybe, jet sweeps, different things of that nature. He'll be valuable in RPO, and the only guy who can really turn a short pass into something explosive. And number 1, Austin Mack. He played a little bit as a sophomore. He definitely made some nice catches, including the butt catch against Oklahoma, that big third down against Michigan. I think he's got the potential to really have a great spring and just seize that number 1 job. He's got the frame to do it. He's got the hands to do it. I think this will be his time.
It's the whole video.
Basically.
You got anything to add to that? Who are your 3?
My number 3 is different. My first 2 are the same for all the same reasons. My number 3 is Jaylen Harris. And I don't mean it as like disrespect to Terry McLaurin or Johnny Dixon, but I think those guys are what they are, and we've seen that, and I'm just like hedging a bit on the guy we haven't seen being a really explosive receiver. I think he's probably the most athletic guy in the receiver room. He's 6'5", runs well, and he can jump really high. He's a basketball player. Parris Campbell has the speed, but I don't think he has anything else, and I don't think anyone else in the room brings like the kind of package that Jaylen Harris can bring. So I'll pick him as my 3rd guy as kind of a breakout guy to watch because the other guys I think have been fine, but not great, and I think they can be overtaken.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because they do, despite the rotation, they do have spots. So I agree on Parris Campbell and Austin Mack as my top 2. Same for you guys. They have Ben Victor and Austin Mack at one spot, and we think Austin Mack's going to probably go crazy and get a lot of run there. And then the other spot last year was Terry McLaurin and Johnny Dixon. I think Jaylen Harris maybe could work in there. Again, Johnny was good when he was on the field. He was kind of like a all-or-nothing kind of guy, but his all was pretty good. I'm going to say KJ Hill for my 3rd guy on the theory that only we are talking about at the moment because KJ Hill's on the side with his arm in a sling, missing spring football with a shoulder problem. I think maybe you put KJ Hill over there in that spot that Johnny Dixon and Terry McLaurin are playing a lot at because you're going to have Parris Campbell and we think Demario McCall might work in at H. And then KJ Hill's a reliable guy. And I think if you're going to have a new quarterback, you need a reliable guy. I don't know, who's the most reliable guy? KJ Hill's pretty reliable. He doesn't need to be here this spring. He's not as explosive, I don't think, as Johnny Dixon or Parris Campbell or Austin Mack or Demario McCall. But I think he's reliable, and I think you can play him different spots. So I'm going to say Mack, Campbell, Hill as my 3. We're going to talk about receivers a ton because they have 9 of them, and they're all going to play, and we're all going to talk. Except,
I thought you were going to say C.J. Saunders is most reliable.
Yeah. No, but listen, there's a lot of people who are excited about C.J. Saunders. He's a walk-on. They have 8 other scholarship receivers. We're just not convinced that he's going to do much, but there are people who are convinced that he might. So we'll see. Yeah. He's Tim. He's Bill. I'm Doug. Read and watch at cleveland.com.